Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Friday, the 3rd of May 2019. So, yesterday in the pound, we had Carney speaking. You can see this is the daily chart. Market didn't make the same high as Wednesday and moved lower. When we look at the detail, you can see when the great man himself spoke. And it was an interesting one as well, actually, because he was talking about going forward that interest rates will have to rise. Because you could see inflation increasing. And there's an irony in this, to be honest with you, because 3 years ago, next month, when the UK had the Brexit referendum, all the project fear of 500,000 unemployed and the pound crashing, etc., didn't come to fruition. And now he's talking about having to raise rates going forward. So interesting that I've said so many times these central bankers are utterly clueless. So the pound was higher and then moved lower, I'd say, until Carney spoke, and then it moved lower after and has been sideways most of the night. And the reason for this is the market's now waiting for this news out at 1:30, the non-farm payroll figures. Amazing. I don't know how quickly these months go, and this turns up. The forecast is for 181,000 new jobs to have been created again, and we know this is all utter nonsense, but unfortunately these are the statistics that are given out by the governments, and should the figures come out at 181 or higher than the previous, then it's going to move the Dow higher. Speaking of which, yesterday this struggled. You can see here the market trading down to the 76% retracement that I drew in yesterday. The market bouncing off this and starting to move back to the upside, and this may continue actually, because we've come off the lows on very high volume. Look at this in more detail in just a moment. So what I would be inclined to do today, let me just get rid of this one, we don't need this at the moment. I would certainly go from this high down to this low and watch this figure here if they do manage to move the market higher on a creation of 200,000 jobs, let's say, in the news at 1:30. But if they don't and it comes in at 20,000, there is a possibility that we could retest the 76% there. Again, always look at both sides of the coin. Don't have an opinion one way or the other. It's easy to get locked into that opinion. You become inflexible when it comes to trading, whereas here, by looking at the background of the market, allows you to have two opinions. What would happen if the news was good? What would happen if the news is bad? And also you can take that further by saying, well, what if the news is good, but given the backdrop of the market and the lows in the implied volatility, and then also the seasonal thing of selling may go away that we looked at yesterday. When you start to take all of these things into account, you can actually sort of second guess what the market is likely to do. And yesterday you can see the market was pumped up, hit a brick wall here, got resistance here, triple top, and then the market moved lower, closing below the 200 bar moving average, and then sailed all the way down. But it wasn't long before they bought the market off the lows, and you can see mission accomplished, because you've got a situation here where the volume became low and then the selling's gone, and then they brought the market back. And you'll see as we drag out to the overnight that prices are now above the DP level, and also the DP level there and the 200 bar moving average. And the implied volatility, this is picked up a bit, as we see here 1174, and down here you can see there it's just moved slightly off the highs there as well. And then finally in Bitcoin, the 76% retracement here, you can see prices trading up to this on the overnight, and close above this level. We'll see this high having a go at as well. But this market's certainly not caving in anymore and selling off. We just need more intraday volatility. And again, we can see from this chart that the activity has happened overnight. And this is what we're looking for in the main session, where we're still getting this bitty sideways and narrow range. This is what we're looking for, this sort of increase here. So we get these nice big moves and the buying bars like this. You can see this from the volume. So we may get quite a bit of activity going forward on this. Well, certainly this is what we want to see in the main trading session, which we're not seeing at the moment. It seems to be overnight when these things occur. And in the 4-hour chart, you've got this market also heading back towards the high just over here as well, 5650. So we'll save that and see what happens. Let's just draw in, because this is a 76% retracement that was taken out, which we drew in from here down to here. So let's just bring this up to date as well and mark this one up from this high down to this low, and you can see the market is just sitting there, sort of looking inside it a bit more from the daily chart. Okay, so that will do it for this one. Keep an eye on the Dow at lunchtime, 1:30. See what those figures are. See if they can use it to pump the market back to the upside where they want it. And it'll be interesting to see how those figures, or when released, how the market actually reacts to it. I will leave you with that. As ever, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.